Well, welcome to another episode of Insurance Gone Wild. I am your host, Dennis Settlemeyer, and my lovely and talented and beautiful co-host is
Stephanie Lencioni.
Stephanie Lencioni. And we're going to bypass all the normal stuff. Yep. All right. So I am slumming it today. I have been at the park camping for about 3 weeks now, and it has been awesome. Let me tell you.
Well, it's not awesome sitting next to you. I'm just kidding. He's clean.
It's funny.
There's no smell. You're
I went
fine.
home for a few hours yesterday, and my oldest daughter was like, "You smell like sweat." I'm like, "I came here and took a shower this morning. I've been in town all day long." So anyway, there is a beautiful park here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area called Cedar Hill State Park. I don't know how many acres it is. It's a lot, hundreds, I'm guessing. And right in the middle of Dallas-Fort Worth, you would not know it's there unless you knew it was there, type thing.
Yep.
And it is absolutely beautiful. And we try to go down there as often as we can and take our travel trailer that we bought last year. And we've always done tent camping for all these years. And with the kids and my buddies and their kids, I mean, we've had as many as 50 people on two sites. I think you're only supposed to have like a maximum of 8, but with kids and everything, we've done stuff. We normally, with the kids, back when the kids were little, they're older now, but when the kids are little, we'd go in the wintertime. We'd have snow on the ground. And one time it was supposed to snow.
I'd rather that than summer.
Well, there is some pros and cons to it. It is cold, but a lot of funny stories that I could pass on, but I'm not going to. But I will tell you that one year it was in December, and it was supposed to come a snow. We were, all the weather channels were saying 2 or 3 inches, like, we'll go camping. That's no problem. And where we go camping, we would go semi-nothing, meaning that it had electricity and water, but didn't have any sewers. So everybody had to walk down to the bathrooms, go to the bathroom. But we would take little heaters and put them in our tents. And so that would help. It does not help a lot, but it helps a little with your cheaper tents. With your more expensive tents, like I've got now, it makes a big difference. But the little space heaters. But anyway, we got up one morning. It was supposed to be snowing, and it was raining. The temperature had not dropped enough in the atmosphere.
Oh, that's
so we
worse.
all got up. We woke up around 6:30 in the morning, which in the wintertime is still dark, right? And it was so nasty outside. It was freezing cold. It was like right at 32, 33 degrees, raining. We were like, "Where's the snow?" So I remember literally got up and took my tent, pulled the pegs up, and normally I fold it up nice and neat, but it was wet. I just wadded it up and threw it in the back of the truck, turned the truck on, and I had a truck that took forever to warm up. Put the kids in the truck, turned the truck on, and then helped everybody else get their stuff together. But anyway, the night before was beautiful night, nice clear night. Air was crisp, sky was clear. Could see the moon. We sat around a campfire, a bunch of us kids. We bought these what are those glow sticks that you break. We made everybody wear a necklace so we could wear them as a necklace. We put a string around it so they could run around in the woods and everything. And one of them ended up hitting a fence, and that was funny. But that's a whole nother story. But the next morning, it was nothing like what they said it was going to be. Nothing like the weather said it was going to be.
Sounds about right.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's consistent with their inconsistencies.
You know, the good thing, though, is that you would appreciate this. In the wintertime, there are no bugs.
I do appreciate that.
Because you don't like the camp, because you don't like bugs.
I am not one with nature. That's not where I am my best self.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm a pretty good Steph inside 4 walls with air conditioning, a fan blowing, and then maybe another fan.
So your idea of camping is a hotel.
Hilton.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. By the way, Hilton, if you'd like to be a sponsor. But yeah, I am, I'm a glamper. Now I can rough it a little bit more now, maybe. I would like the kids to go camping And I think that's just, we didn't really go camping,
Yeah.
but we did do a lot of, like, we did road trips, and we did a lot of horseback riding. Like, every time we took a road trip, we always found some ranch that we could go horseback riding and do different things. And we haven't done that really with the kids.
Well, I'll tell you
But
what.
then you get busy, you blink, and you're like,
we
ugh.
didn't talk about any of this off camera, but I have all the camping equipment if you guys ever want to borrow it.
Oh, I appreciate
Do
that.
not go out and buy any. I got rid of all my stuff that I had when the kids were growing up because it was the cheap stuff that you could afford when you're a young family. And now that my kids are more grown, I can afford a little bit nicer stuff, and I have some nice stuff. So you would
So it'd be a little nicer camp. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, like, go out in nature and, go learn. But we went to the park, and then we took the park where I like to take them. They have a pond up front, and then they have a second pond, but you can't see it from the playground. So you just walk around a little trail, and there's,
What park is it?
I'll tell you off campus or off camera.
Okay.
Right. I mean, I'm sure everyone watching is lovely, but
Thing 1 and thing 2.
thing 1 and thing 2. Yeah. And so, but there's another little access, and then they're like, "Oh, Mom, look, a trail." I'm like, "That's not a trail. That's just a gap in the leaves." And then some of them are actual trails where you can go in and
Well, you would like the Cedar Hill State Park, as there is what they call Penn Farms, Penn farms there, and it's a historic site. They built it around, and it's got old farm equipment like they would use with horse and buggy.
Yep.
Type
Where, like,
stuff.
kids can climb on them.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of, well, no, you kids don't want to climb on this stuff.
Oh, okay.
But there is old farm equipment, metal farm equipment for like field work and stuff, which growing up in the Ozarks, when I was a real little kid, we had some of that. We didn't use it, but my grandparents lived next door to us. They had it, ended up selling it to somebody else, but not knowing that one day it was going to be worth some money, right? So, but anyway, Penn Farms is a fun little tour that you can go. It's got the little stands with the, what do you call it on them, where you can read about what you're looking at.
Oh, like the little placard thing.
Yeah, little placards. And there's a bunch of, there's 2 or 3, 4 houses there and a bunch of barns and other things. And so, yes. So, if you decide you want to come down, I can show you that because we are camping 2 spaces down from the little path that goes to that. Nice. I've actually been letting Dan, my Dalmatian, go back in there. I take him back there and let him off a leash because there's nobody back there. Yeah. Just let him run. And so he enjoys that. But anyway, we're going to, that is a little bit of all side note stuff, right? So I am, again, I'm kind of lounging today.
You're kind of your side note style. Like that's your vibe right now.
It is, which is odd because I'm usually a little more to the point in real life.
Well, I feel like I would beg to differ.
Well, business-wise, I'm more to the point.
Well, sure.
But personally, no, I'm not really to the point as much.
No.
I'm taking this route.
All good. All good.
But in any case, we are going to talk a little bit about a particular, well, let me back up. In the past, we had talked about health insurance and some different types of health insurance. We talked about HMOs and PPOs and EPOs, and there's something else. There's a fourth one I can't. Oh, what we're going to talk about today.
Well,
health sharing.
Health sharing, yeah.
Now, so we're going to talk specifically about health sharing today. The thing is, there is one out there that advertises a lot. Mm-hmm. It's a faith-based health sharing amount. Do you remember the name of it off the top of your head?
I do.
What is it?
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
MediShare.
Yeah. Okay. So MediShare is one of the many options that are out there. Now, when MediShare came out, there was maybe just a handful of those on the market, right? Maybe.
Probably. I mean, they're
maybe not even a handful.
To me, they are the Kleenex of facial tissues, right? Like they're the Nike of the athletic shoe. Like
sure.
They have owned the branding for, they're like, oh, like MediShare? And you're like, yes, like that.
Yeah, so, like MediShare. Yes. Like, name something. Yeah, Kleenex or whatever it is. Yeah. You already did. Okay, so, yes, but this, we have one that has some bells and whistles and things that we really like.
It works as though it's a traditional major medical, where so there are some nuances. So one of the things, the company will do the billing, and they'll work with the provider and do all of the billing ahead of time, or I say ahead of time, like on the back end and blah, blah, blah. So you're not being charged one thing up front and then it's being corrected. And then you have to go back and forth. And what did I pay? And how much was this? And toward my out of pocket, what was that? And so it's not confusing. You go, you give the card and they're like, oh, okay, great. Well, that'll be $20. And then you pay your $20 and then $20 gets applied towards your out of pocket. If they say, oh, you know what? We have not worked and billed with Dr. Smith. We'll go ahead and give them a call. We'll get set up in their system. And that way, by the time you go, you just give them your card. They'll charge you whatever they're supposed to per the contract that they have. And then there you go. If you don't do that, and then you just find out at the doctor's office that Dr. Smith is not in network, it just becomes a little bit more of a frustration, right? So then you're going to pay basically like a cash pay, and then you're doing the submit the bill and do the things. And then it's a little bit more of a reimbursement situation.
So it's easier to say, hey,
just call ahead.
I'm going to Dr. Smith on Friday. Today's Tuesday. I'm making up dates, but
yeah,
I'm going on Friday. And so they will turn around and make that phone call for you to try to get everything set up before you go there.
Right. So then the insurance company is in, and I say insurance company, it is technically not insurance. And that is where we lose a lot of people too. And they're like, I don't like that. I'm like, and I hear you on that. And that was a little nerve wracking for me too. But as everything continues to progress, it's actually a benefit that they're not an insurance company, because they don't have to play by all of the stupid rules that insurance companies do. They don't have all of the high expenses. They don't do that crap. So it's actually a good thing that they're not insurance.
So I keep having this question come to mind that's really sort of an insert that we probably would get to later, but I got to ask it now before I forget it.
Sure.
Is this for individual insurance or in family insurance, whatever it is, or can you do it with groups also?
Both. So both. We offer traditional major medical, and we offer this because it's not competing. So you can't go in and, let's say Panatella, I can't go in and say, okay, Dennis, we're going to offer Blue Cross Blue Shield to you, and then to our employees, we're going to offer United Healthcare. That we cannot do. They're both traditional insurance. It's one company, one carrier. However, as you recall from the last statement, this isn't insurance. This is a different type of plan. So it fills the same need, but it doesn't conflict. So we can have both offerings. You wouldn't want both. You only need one or the other, but you can have both offerings and stay totally on the up and everything else. So we've got a group that has, they're split where it's traditional over here with Blue Cross. And then you've got this plan over here. It is so, there are plans as cheap as $73 a month.
Okay.
It's insane.
So for our commercial folks that might be listening and they're thinking group for my employees. The Obamacare rules, really, they're on the books, but nobody's really doing anything with enforcing these rules right now anyway. Now, that doesn't mean the other administration can come in. They could enforce it, but we know that right now for the next probably 3.5 years.
Probably pretty good.
Probably pretty good. So how does this fit into the Obamacare rules of you have to supply a certain type of insurance to your employees if you're over a certain size or hours worked?
Yep. So none of that goes away.
Okay.
You can't offer just this plan and satisfy. So if you are 50 employees, 50 full-time equivalent employees or more, this will not satisfy that. But it can help lower your costs. So you can offer both.
Okay.
Right. And it allows now for those healthier people, not even younger, but just healthier people. Well, now you're offering truly an affordable option. Because, and as an employer, if you offer this plan, you don't have to contribute anything. You can. I have one where their offering for their traditional is more than what any of these individual plans are period. So by him offering this, he actually saves money by his employees going on this, and he's paying 100% of this bill. While over here, then his employees still have to come out of pocket $150 a month with all of the amount that he's paying and contributing. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
because
it does.
It's such a cost difference. So you're looking at about
how many
$550.
employees are we talking about that are on the $150 a month? Which means he's paying at least $150 a month, right?
He's paying $400.
He's paying $400.
He's paying $400 a month.
$450. So he's looking at.
So it's $550
total
for the cheapest. Yeah, and it just goes up from there, and that's an HMO. That's an HMO with limited networks, limited doctors, pain in the rump to use, like because you need a referral for a specialist. You have everything goes through your designated primary care.
Yeah, and HMOs aren't bad unless you have health problems and you don't want to start messing with, well, is this doctor in my network? Is this doctor not in my network? Whereas a PPO, yeah, it costs me more, but I can just go get.
Yeah, well, and we have that issue.
Help.
Like one of the guys, he's got some pre-existing, he's got some issues, and he's on the HMO, and he's like, okay, so how much more is the PPO? And we went over it. I mean, it's about $200 more a month for the same plan. And he's like, I can't do it. I'll have to deal with the headache, but I can't afford another $2,400 a year.
Yeah.
So it just, like I said, it allows for another option. It saves the employers money. Even if they foot the entire bill.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Now, again, not everyone can qualify for it.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yep.
Okay, what's the catch?
The catch is not everybody can qualify for it. This is not a great plan for everyone, but it's a great plan for a lot of people. I had somebody come up to me after a meeting.
Time out. Great plan meaning not everybody's going to qualify for it. Right?
Say that again.
Not everybody's going to. That's what great plan means. It's not a great plan for everybody because not everybody's going to qualify for it.
It's a great plan for people where it makes sense, it's a great plan.
Okay.
Where it does not make sense, not a great plan.
Because I'm thinking, why wouldn't everybody be on this plan? What's the catch?
Yep. The catch is if it's too late and we've already had an event, if we have super, super high, I've got a friend of mine who has really low medical bills. Like her medical bills are really low, but her prescriptions are over $20,000-$30,000 a month.
Wow.
A month because of the specialty prescriptions.
It's crazy.
This is not a plan for her. Right? And but otherwise, again, her actual doctor's bills, medical bills, low. Prescriptions, not low.
She probably goes to the doctor 2, maybe 3 times a year to get their
annual and then a check
prescriptions updated. And, yeah.
But so again, it's knowing that, and that is where have somebody who understands the difference between both, who can walk the employees through it, or the clients if it's a one-off, right? If it's an individual situation. But so one of the reasons we're really kind of diving in and getting back on this topic, another woman who actually also offers this with her business, her husband ended up going to the hospital. So they've been on health sharing for years and years and years and years. But they're super healthy. They don't go to the doctor often, all good things, no prescriptions. And he had a major event. So a major heart event where he was in the hospital for 6 days. On the first trip to the hospital, got a pacemaker and defibrillator. I think it's like pacemaker and defibrillator, which is, there's one and then there's the both and whatever. 6 days in the hospital. That's a big bill. So the first bill that they received was $180,000. And one thing that's just incredible, the company itself, they review all of these bills. Now, obviously, they've got some skin in the game where they're like, we're going to make sure this is good pricing here. Got reduced to $53,000. They got another bill later on, and this is the stuff that's insane. So here's the big PSA. I don't know that all of the insurance companies, like the true insurance carriers, are really combing through these bills from providers.
Oh, I guarantee you they're not.
They're
Too
writing
many.
checks, or they're pushing them off, and they're doing this, and everybody's playing a game about how to get paid.
AI might change some of that, but to an extent.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But here's where, because the question I got, well, I'll tell you what happened, and then I'll tell you the question I got, and then my response. But a bill for $3,165.
Almost $3,200.
Yep.
Okay.
After it was reviewed by the health sharing company, $29.67, as in $29.67. Yeah. Do you want to know why? A huge part of that is because duplicate billing. Because I can't even, and they pay based on what's called reference-based pricing, in a very, very clean way of saying it. It's basically, somebody said it, so I'm going to steal her thing, but it's like fair market pricing, right? It's like just fair market, but it mitigates because any doctor you go to, if you go to Dr. Smith for your primary care, and I go to Dr. Jones, or you go to Dr. Jones, because guy, girl, so it's different. But Dr. Smith can charge one amount and Dr. Jones can charge a completely different amount. No regulation. I mean, then it depends on what the insurance company will pay. But I'm here to tell you they're going to pay a lot.
It reminds me of plumbers on my side.
Yeah.
Plumbers, there is no standard pricing.
No.
You need to get something fixed. Somebody will come out and quote you $10,000. The next person will come out exact same thing for $3,000.
It's just,
yeah.
Now, and again, they can charge different things, right? So that's fine. With reference-based, it keeps it all we're not allowing you to charge $300 for the Band-Aid. It's not going to happen. We'll pay you $1.17 for that Band-Aid or whatever it is, right? It keeps it fair market price. So that's number one.
And let me go back and let me say this. The hospitals or whoever, they need to make a profit. But they don't need to make it all off of one individual, right?
Right.
But they do a lot of free stuff too.
I was just going to say.
You walk into an ER, they have to see you. Even if you can pay or not pay. They're going to bill you, but you don't necessarily have to pay it. But they're going to bill you, and some of that stuff's expensive. They have to treat you in order for you to a point so you can leave the ER.
Right. Their job is to keep you alive and kick you out.
Yeah, they have to
move
do that.
you on to the next.
So there is money, and they have a lot of money in arrears that they're trying to collect, but they don't have to charge $300 for a Band-Aid.
Yeah, and it's
or $250 for 2 Tylenol.
Yeah, is it kind of chicken or the egg? Like if they just billed appropriately, maybe more people would be willing to pay the invoice, opposed to just blowing it off. But at the same time, so I have a friend who does like hospital audits and everything else, and we're getting off, but and he's like, yeah, 20% of their clients, 20% of the patients who come through pay 100%. Of their revenue, 20% account for 100% of their revenue. Yeah. That's it. The other 80%, they're in, out, they're this, that, it's whatever. And they're not getting paid. So to your point. So, but the point is reference-based pricing. That's first and foremost.
And that's a good, I said all that because you know how I do. I take the long way around to come back and go, this is a good thing that they really do study the bill to make sure the best that they can, that this is a legitimate billing that you're getting.
So I'm going to say one thing and then I'm going to go back to that.
Okay.
We also have traditional health insurance options that are reference-based pricing as well.
Okay.
That helps keep costs down. I'm going to tell you, you got to coach the employees a little bit more on that. But I would love to offer that a whole lot more for various reasons. But so this duplicate bill, right? We go from $31.65 to $30. And they're like, do you think the actual insurance carriers are doing this? And I'm like, I don't think they're reviewing. Not like that. And she's like, well, I mean, but I said, because if
they may have gotten it down some, but they wouldn't have gotten it down that much.
But here's why I don't think they are. Definitely not on any impactful level. Because then providers wouldn't continue to bill like that.
Exactly.
You wouldn't continue, and that was one
They're getting
bill.
away with it,
They're
so why
getting
not?
away with it. That is standard industry practice.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, this, oh, this code, and then you don't know. No, we don't know how to read these things.
Exactly. We don't know how to read the codes. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
You don't really get that. I don't think insurance agents on the health side get too deep into that side of it.
No, when I did claims, I was actually a little more well versed.
The thing is that I guess the point is that going back to exactly what you just said, they do it. The hospitals and medical things do it because they can. Now, having said that, we have a doctor that is a client, and the wife is the office manager. She's a really nice lady, and she explained a little bit more in detail how the insurance companies dupe them on the backside.
Oh, here
and so it's this constant game that's going on between the two of them.
Yeah, it's hey, well, we did this service. It really cost $700. It's a legitimate cost, but we have to bill the insurance company $1,100 for them to pay the $700. I'm like, oh my god,
it's stupid.
It is the dumbest, and this is why people hate health insurance. And again, I'm in the same boat. I hate it too. I hate all insurance.
My vein
but
is
it's a
starting
necessary
to pop
evil.
right here.
Yeah. But doesn't mean we don't need it, right? Again, it's transferring the risk because when the big thing happens, you got, and then, it's not even, well, I'll just go to the hospital. Yeah, you can go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And again, their job is to keep you alive. If you're going to die, but if you have cancer, their job is not to give you chemo. Their job is not to give you radiation. Their job is, well, I guess when you have a heart attack, come back and let us know. We'll help you out as best we can.
Yeah. All right.
But anyway,
so that's the ER portion.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't just not have insurance. Yeah. That's my point to that.
So let me go back to the $183,000 bill, which you didn't finish on that. We went from that to the $3,200 bill.
Yeah.
So the $183,000 bill, and maybe we did.
No. So it was 180. They knock it down to 53.
53,000 from 180 to 53,000. Yeah. Now, so that means that your client was billed 180,000, or their insurance. This particular Medicare
health
share program was billed 180,000. The healthcare program looked at it and went, nah,
not today.
We're down to 53,000. This is what you're billing us. The hospital goes, okay. That's what we'll do. We'll bill you 53,000. Now, you don't have to get into specific numbers, but of that 53,000, your client had a deductible and a max out of pocket.
Correct.
So the deductible was, I'm going to make up a number, $7,500. Okay. So immediately 53 minus 7,500. They got to pay the $7,500. Then there's probably some max out of pocket. I don't know how all that stuff works. But anyway, let's say it's 15,000. Just double it.
No.
Okay. All right. So say
only because. So I just want to give that. Okay. That's a very constant. So where your deductible, where your personal contribution, blah blah blah, which is what people would refer to as the deductible. That you have four options: 2,500, 5,000, 7,500, 10,000.
Okay.
From there, it is a household max out of pocket of 5,000 total. You have four people on the plan. It's 5,000 whole household to contribute.
So forget my numbers.
Yeah.
Look at your numbers. Right. $5,000.
So let's say it was a $2,500 deductible. So now, and we'll use super easy numbers. And now we're going to be at 50,000.
53,000. Yeah. About
so
50,000.
We're just going to 50,500. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then
that's what the insurance company paid. Right?
No. I'm the 53,000.
Okay, I'm going to shut up.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no. The 53,000 is
start at 53.
Then member pays the
25.
first 2,500.
Okay.
The next 5,000 is at a 90/10 co-insurance, which means after they spend the $2,500. Wait a second, I see it twitching. The company is going to pay 90% of every single bill that comes through. Which means to meet $5,000 additional, where you're only paying 10%,
$50,000.
It's $50,000 of invoices. That's a lot. This man was in the hospital for 6 days. Major event.
So if their deductible is $2,500, they're out at maybe another $500, $3,000 total. They're done. I'm kind of spitballing numbers here.
Yeah. But
they're out $3,000, and the health sharing program picked up the other $50,000. $50,000.
No, they paid the $5,000. So they paid this. They paid the $7,500.
No. The health company, the insurance company, paid the $50,000. So your client was out
$7,500, $25,000, and then $5,000.
About $7,500.
70, and then that's
done.
It. And then and then the entire household is covered.
Okay.
The entire household is covered. So now,
this is a family plan.
Yeah. Now if anything happens.
So now since they've met their total out of pocket as a family, everything else is paid for.
And here's the key.
Except for office visits, I'm guessing, right?
Nope. Paid for.
Really?
Paid for. They've hit their max out of pocket. Paid for. They're maxed out. Now it's on the company. And here's the key. And this is why this is so incredible, because
I hate health insurance.
I know. Here's what's so incredible, though. They're not going to kick you off. You're on. Now, the only reason for someone where you're on it, it works, all of the things, let's say this happened. If this was an event where all of a sudden, because this is still a good plan for them. They'll finish out their year, whatever.
And they'll get renewed. They won't get canceled.
Absolutely. No, they'll get renewed. And it's now it's not a pre-existing, because he was on the plan when it happened. So it's still going to be covered in following years. Now, the only reason this would become something where it's not a good situation for someone any longer is if you develop something with a high prescription cost.
Okay.
So if somebody became diabetic and their insulin or just whatever different medications they had, if that was a large number to where it just doesn't make financial sense anymore for that exposure, then that's when you would get off. But then that's why you can go to Obamacare, health. Like, there are things that don't have pre-existing. So then you pay that until you get on the Medicare. But yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
I got to tell you, you know my feelings toward health insurance. I think it's necessary. I think that if you can, as an employer, it's great to have something there, whether you pay for their health insurance or you give them a stipend toward it, whatever it is. It's important to have. Mm-hmm. As an individual, it's very important to have. But the logic behind it on that side of the business model is just so hard for me to grasp, because I'm on the PNC side, that I don't always understand the logic behind the health insurance, because it seems like there's so many loopholes and, if this, then that. We have it on the PNC side too. You know that we have the same type of stuff. It's just that I guess the point is, I have a license to sell that stuff, but I don't know hardly anything about it. Right?
Right.
So the point is, talk to somebody that knows something about health insurance, because there are so many options out there. So many options.
And they can put lipstick on a pig. They can dress it up to where we've kind of touched on that in previous things, where certain products and certain a specific company is just like, wow, you guys keep going hard just describing this, not at all what it actually does.
Yeah,
or misinformation. Right? Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, but it's to your point, just talk to somebody who has a well-rounded knowledge about multiple, because there are a lot of options. It doesn't mean I'm not perfect in every single one. Again, I can't give you the nitty-gritty on every single competitor to what we have here.
Sure.
But I can give you a baseline. And then I also understand the difference between short-term group employer benefits versus going on healthcare.gov versus a health sharing versus an indemnity plan, where if somebody has just one plan, that's probably all that they know. So they can't truly speak to I don't know, is this the best plan for you? We've said it before. We don't care what you do. The only thing we can do is give you the options. And I can tell you, oh no, that's not, I know for sure that's not a good plan for you. Like I would do that with the health sharing, right?
Sure.
That's pretty much, and then short term. The things that you have to qualify for, I'm like, well, we need to get a little nittier, a little grittier.
Yeah, there is another option out there besides traditional HMO, PPO, EPO, and I think there's another one. There's also short term, which we talked about a little bit in another episode. But we really wanted to talk about this health sharing program today that we have.
And anyone, anybody can get on it. So here's a little key to that too. Even if you have a pre-existing, you can still get on it. They will not say no to you. There's not
pay for that pre-existing.
Correct. If anything catastrophic happens, they will not cover that claim. However, they'll still review the bill for you. So if you have something where, let's say this guy had a pre-existing heart condition and they were like, oh, so sorry, we're not going to actually cover that. But we did just get your bill down from 180 to 53. Hey, we did just review all of this and we saw that your $3,200 bill, you really only owe $2,967.
Yeah.
So it's still a benefit. And again, is that something, if I know that this risk exists, am I encouraging them to do the plan? Not necessarily. But again, at that point, it's not my call. It's just the information. Get the information.
That way they can make a decision on their own.
But if they can't afford $1,600 a month for traditional insurance because they don't qualify for a subsidy and they're trying to, you know what I mean? Who am I to say, well, no, I won't give you this plan. Sign here, press hard. Understand that this is pre-existing all the things, but for, a CYA, but because it's a fraction of the cost.
Wow.
Fraction.
Well, we need to end it, but we need to end this episode. We've actually went over our allotted time that we try to stay within now. But health insurance is such a vast conversation to have with agents and everybody out here. Everybody listening or watching knows somebody else on health insurance, and they all have stories, whether it's their own stories or somebody else's stories, or good stories, bad stories, whatever it be, because everybody has had health problems for the most part. Even if you're young and in good health, you still got to go to the doctor.
You've got to go to the doctor at some point.
So, but anyway, here's the thing. If you guys have questions, reach out to us at contact@igwpodcast.com. Send us an email. We would love to help with that, help with your questions. Or you can give us a call and you can ask specifically for Stephanie when it comes to health insurance, because I got 10 minutes of stuff and I'm out. And that is 817-753-0093. That is our phone number. Give us a call. And ask for her, and if she can't take the call, she will get back with you and answer your questions about health insurance, even if it's just general questions. Now, if you come to her and say, well, I have this problem, and this doctor charged me that much, and this doctor charged me that much, that's not going to work, because she doesn't know anything about your health. There's so
I don't do billing.
many.
I don't do billing.
Yeah, you don't do billing.
Well, we can talk about what plan to get you on. I'm not doing billing.
But if you have coverage questions, hey, how does this typically work in this situation? That type of thing. Certainly something that you can answer.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're looking for something different. Hey, here's what I've got. I'll send it to you, but here's what I got. And do you think you can do something better? And the answer to that question is 50-50. Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Plenty of times I encourage people to stay where they are.
Yeah, and the question is, what do you consider better? Better premium or better coverage? Right?
Yeah.
So that's two different things. You can always get a better premium. Always get a better premium.
Correct.
Always get a better premium. There's always somebody out there that will sell you something cheaper, but it doesn't have the coverages that you need. So we've went rather long on this particular podcast. Apologize for it, but this is a very important thing for everybody to understand, everybody to know. Most people have health insurance now. The majority of Americans have health insurance now. So reach out, give us a call, make comments on our YouTube page that we have for this, or Facebook page, or Instagram, or whatever it is that I don't even know what all we post on now. We've got so many of them that we post on.
We're so busy.
We're so busy. Well, we're not busy.
Well,
He's busy.
Yeah, Paul's busy doing it.
Paul is busy. So
Yeah.
anyway, thank you all for joining us. We'll talk to you again. Thank you.